Sometimes when I sit in church and I listen to us within the Christian church talk, we say some things that we don't even consider what it is we're saying. We've accepted some certain doctrine and we talk about it and we take it for granted because it doesn't cause us any sort of cause for doubt or question. But if we're careful and we think about what do people outside the church think of what it is that we're saying, we really need to make sure that we get our doctrine straight. So here's a case in point, and this one's huge. As we grew up in the Christian church, most of us were taught this. We were told that God made paradise. He made this beautiful universe. He made planet Earth. And this is paradise. And if we don't sin, we'll live forever with Him and everything will be great. And then Adam blew it. Adam and Eve, the first human beings, they sinned, and now God had to cast them out of the Garden of Eden, and now it's like, dang, our plans are shot. So at that point, God said, you know what? I got to have a new plan. I tell you what, I'm going to have to come down to earth, be a man, live, die, sacrifice myself for all of you, and then I will make a new heaven and a new earth, and that's where we'll live together in eternity. And honestly, if you question probably 80 or 90% of Christians in America, they'd say, yeah, that's pretty much the story. That's what we talk about, and that's what we read in the Bible. And that's not accurate. And think of what that says to people that are outside the church. What that says is, oh, okay, so you caught God by surprise, did you? He made paradise, and you guys were supposed to live with Him for eternity, and then it's like, oh, didn't see that coming. Adam, you goofball, you sinned. Shucks, now I have to come up with a new plan to figure out how I'm going to redeem you. So that, to the people outside, would say, your God makes mistakes. He sure seems kind of human to me, and I don't know if I want to follow a God like this. Okay, now, let's get away from what we've been taught in church, which may or may not be biblical, and now let's go to a biblical perspective. If we go to 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 9, it talks about when the grace through Jesus Christ was given to us, and it says very clearly, the grace was given to us before time began, before the beginning of time. In other words, before the universe was even created, let alone when humans came on this planet, God already had a plan. Nothing catches God by surprise. After all, He's everywhere simultaneously. He's in our past, He's in our future, He's in our present. Nothing caught Him by surprise. This planet, strangely enough, is just the way He wants it right now. He knew Adam would sin. He made us to be dependent on Him. He knew we were sinners. He set up this life so that we'd figure things out, appreciate what we have in Him, accept what He did for us, and then we have the real life, eternity. It's very clear when you look at Scripture, and if you take a little bit more scientific approach and logical approach at what Scripture is saying, both Old and New Testament, and it's really clear that that is reality. Adam did not take God by surprise. God had a plan, and His plan to redeem us was established before time began, before the beginning of the universe. So, why do we need to get our story straight within the church? Because there's people that are looking. There's people that have only 100 years in this life to figure things out. We don't want our lack of understanding of Scripture or science to stand in the way of people of integrity questioning and seeking and trying to find answers. We got to have our story straight so that we don't get in the way of them asking logical questions for which we have no good answer.